prepare for war and without rule of law. Today alone, a Saudi Arabian prince is being paraded around the White House that you paid for with your taxpayer dollars in the most elegant dog and pony show ever so that we can provide jobs and aid to their country as well as F-35s. While that is occurring, H-1B visas are being brought into the United States because your direct elected officials have determined that you are not only not smart enough, but not skilled enough to develop SpaceX rockets or military equipment and technology. You're not smart enough. You're not good enough to be a lawyer or a doctor. So we're going to hire people from other countries to come in and do the work for you. While that all is occurring in the same day, this all is occurring right now in the same time, the House is determining if the American public is ready to see the Epstein files. They are voting as I speak right now if you are capable of being able to see and read and witness the Epstein files being released to you. And there's one more thing I want to let you listen to before we get into the real topic of discussion, preparing for war and without rule of law. I want you to listen to this from the iPad of truth. And while you listen, hit the like button. Thank you for doing that.
How many genders are there? How many genders are there?
Different people have different beliefs on that.
Well, you can believe all you want, but science says there's two. How many genders are there?
So what you're telling me right now is your elected officials cannot even determine how many different genders there are. If you ask an infantryman how many types of ballistics there are, it's internal, external, and terminal. That will never change. It's like the laws of physics. It exists here. There's the living and there's the dead. And no, I'm not advocating for violence, and I don't represent the War Department or the United States Army in any way. But we need to have a very serious discussion, and you guys have let me know that you really enjoy these types of schizo rants and discussions that are more direct and talking about things that are occurring. So hit the like button, leave your combat llama emojis down below, and let me know if you want more of these type of discussions. There's a number of things I want to talk about before we get into preparing for war and preparing for doomsday, and I'm not advocating for violence, and I'm not representing anybody but myself as an individual third-party content creator. Think about this right now. We don't know how many genders there are. The vast majority of the Republican and Democratic Party is being directly funded by the state of Israel or their actual donations and funders and we'll just say affiliations, okay? So a vast majority of your politicians are being directly funded by another country, and it has been normalized here in the United States. Your elected officials don't trust you with the real information on Thomas Crooks. Tucker Carlson released the best documentary or mini documentary I've ever seen on the would-be assassin and all of this, or the assassin Thomas Crooks, and all of the stuff that has come out from the first and second attempted presidential assassination attempts on former president, now current President Trump. So what I need my audience to fully understand is you are literally a frog in a boiling pot of water. And I'm not trying to say this to scare you, but I need you to really take a deep breath and accept the gravity of the situation, okay? Things are not good, okay? All the companies that you've trusted your entire life can no longer be trusted. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party are both trash. And many of your favorite influencers are being paid anywhere from $7,000 and up from Israel directly to advocate for them, okay? And I don't just want to focus on Israel. There's other things going on. Like I said, the Epstein files, the FBI allegedly hiding things about the would-be assassins and Thomas Crooks. So what can we do? With all this, you know, the general level of hatred between from American to American brothers and sisters hating each other, people not associating and bringing their friend group, what used to be 20 to 30 people, now down to 7 people or less. And some people don't even literally touch grass or go outside anymore. So what can we do? And keep in mind, the average American military age male is morbidly obese. We're talking 30%, 33% body fat and higher. Testosterone levels are at an all-time low. The American marriage, the American family is failing. The American dream is dying. So why are we talking about this, right? I know this is a big build up, a big lead up to what I'm talking about. And again, I'm not advocating for violence, but what I need you guys to do, things like, do we need a generator? Do we need to get fuel cans? These need to be discussions that you have now, okay? Before the next presidential election, because I feel like we are in the opening stages of a Cold War, American Second Civil War. So discussions like, hey, when do Mountain House or any sort of emergency meals or freeze-dried meals, when do they expire? Do we have a generator? Do we have backup fuel supply for the house? Do we have a four-wheel drive capable vehicle? Do we have a bug out bag? Do we have a go-to rifle? Or have we been training with our carry guns? Have we been training with our go-to-war rifle? Does my spouse actually have a acceptable level of training on their carry gun and on their rifle? Is my spouse's and I's rifle and carry gun dot or whatever you got going on, are they zeroed? Do we have appropriate levels and types of ammunition, again, to defend yourself, okay? Emphasis on defense. I'm not advocating for you going out and kicking down someone's door to do something stupid, okay? But what I would like to discuss is a baseline of a standardized baseline, 3 months. Okay, and I've talked about this a lot recently, and I want to really hammer it home again to you. Prepare for war, prepare for the worst. Now is the time where you really should be panicking a little bit. You should be panic buying a little bit. Things like I said, emergency fuel, we hit that already. I want to really talk about beans and Band-Aids. A lot of you guys have an individual first aid kit. Are you a diabetic? Do you have 3 months worth of insulin on hand? Do you have 3 months worth of any medication that you have right now on hand? If the grid were to go down right now like it almost did a few days ago with that solar eruption that no one was made aware of until it was too late. So, food. Do you have food available? 3 months minimum. Is it actually serviceable? Have you inspected it? Do you have medical supplies that are not just, pressure bandages and tourniquets and a chest seal? Do you have things that can actually sustain you, like a boo-boo kit? Do you have batteries in your rifle, in your flashlight? Do you have a standard level of training, both physically and mentally, your mentality and your physical preparedness? Are you ready to fight tonight if you were required to do so for your family, for your community, and for good quality Americans that remember what it is to be a freedom-loving patriot, that remember what the First Amendment, the Second Amendment stand for? Are you ready to defend what it means to be an American civilian, American Minuteman? Do you know how many genders there are? There are 2. If you didn't know, there are 2. Male and female, right? Or in a lot of cases, victim and defender or protector, okay? So, I want you guys to really take some time. I want you guys to really think about an elected official that, when being asked under oath how many genders there are, they're willing to sit there and laugh because of political ideology that has gone too far. I want you to really assess the fact that we're still talking about the Epstein files even being released, not even if they're real. The normalization of individuals that would prey on underage individuals being protected. The normalization and standardization of, yes, I am paid for by the state of Israel, whoever your elected official saying this, or getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in campaign donations that if they win, they'll defend Israel's interests. This is the United States of America. Many people have forgotten that. Countries like Canada, the United Kingdom, they would give everything they have to be able to live in this country, and we are letting it being swindled away. I want you guys to just assess your situation. Assess your level of preparedness. Assess your friend group. Assess those that you train with. Make sure that you are doing what is right for you, your family, and for good Americans that surround you. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. You know what is right. What is right is standing up for the belief system that this country was founded upon. And I think I want to leave it there, okay? But the fact that we're okay with, and I'll just rant a little bit longer, we're going to war with Venezuela, probably, okay? Why? Go up to somebody on the street. Why are we going to war with Venezuela? Okay? Well, we struck Iran because of nuclear arms development. Cool. We gave hundreds of millions of dollars to Israel so that they could commit genocide in Gaza. For what outcome? For what? Because they were attacked. One of the largest surveillance states capable of monitoring their people in the world was surprise attacked on October 7th. That will be in their history what ours is for 9/11. Okay? So, take some time, reflect, think about what's going on. Okay? Whether it be the Venezuelan crisis, whether it be that young people can't even buy a home. People my age cannot buy a home. You got to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs to put food on the table, to pay rent. And the normalization and standardization, and yes, I know I keep saying that young people can't even purchase their own home. The 50-year mortgage, think about that. So not only are you going to be in debt forever, you're going to be in debt forever in a horrible house that you didn't even want, that you had to buy. 50-year mortgage, high interest, inflation. The gold standard is going the way of the dodo bird as well. AI taking your job. Unemployment through the roof. I could rant forever, okay? So again, this rant is to prepare you. Prepare for war, hope for peace, right? You've heard it. Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. You've heard all those types of like cringe sayings, right? But they're true. Are you prepared? Are you honestly prepared? What gun? What gun does your spouse have to protect themselves? When was the last time they shot it and dry fired? When was the last time you dry fired? When was the last time you went for a walk, lifted weights, tracked your protein? Get your phone, get an app, track your protein. You need to be consuming 1 gram of protein for whatever you weigh. Unless you're 33%, you need to be, guys, you need to be at 20% body fat. At 22 highest, okay? 24 for some age demographics. If you're a little bit older, 24% body fat. But 22 to 24, but generally erring on the side of 18 to 19% body fat, okay? Get it in order. Get your diet in order. Get your training in order. Make sure your spouse is trained. Make sure you're trained. Again, to protect yourself and your family, all right? If you need examples of violence against regular people, go look at the internet. If you need an example against rhetoric about the Glock clones being banned in several states and about that whole thing going down, you go look it up. It's all out there. But you got to be prepared, okay? So again, hit the like button if you enjoyed this rant. If these are refreshing, that you're not crazy, that other people are awake to the fact of what's going on around you, hit the like button. If the fact that you hear Epstein's name and you physically kind of like cringe inside, the fact that we're even still having to worry or stress about this, when you hear the word presidential assassination, shooter, or would be, and you think to yourself, do we know everything? When you see posts from certain organizations that are defending their stance on the Thomas Crook situation, it makes you wonder. It really does. Okay? So, can't say this enough. Don't represent any organization. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm advocating against it. I'm advocating for preparedness. I'm advocating for training to defend yourself and your community. I'm advocating for you to be a good man, to take care of your family. I'm advocating for you to watch whatever version of the news keeps you informed, to let you know that the grid almost went down from a solar wave, that the Epstein files are being voted on again, that elected officials can't figure out how many genders there are, that young people can't buy a house. There's things going on. There's certain influencers, last thing, that have weaponized their audience to attack people that are involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination that is sickening, that are going after them because it doesn't meet the narrative of their favorite influencer, the mob. The uneducated mob following their favorite influencer because they told them to jump. And all they ask is how high, not, wait a second, is that true? It's okay to ask that. Is that true? Fact check it. It's a real thing. You guys have a phone you're watching it on right now, okay? So, remember what we talked about here today. Let me know if this video helps drive you guys back to the sane land, not to insanity. Hopefully this is a calming video, not a panic video, but it is a call to be prepared, okay? Check your batteries, check your weapons maintenance, check your training, check yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you can't see your toes, you need to get to the gym, okay? Thanks for being here, guys. Do all the YouTube stuff. Share it with a buddy that needs to hear the message. Hit the like button. Leave your combat llama emoji down below. And until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average wake up and get ready video enjoyer that your mom says that we have at home, signing out. Cheers.